Joe, I tell you what, we've got another nest that we'd like to have a look at. It's our reed warblers. First chance for us to look at this nest. Beautifully situated there, strung up in the reeds, above the water, woven together, grass and spiders' webs. You can just see the chicks in the top there. But we have been watching these already, and there's been a lot of activity. Both adults have been coming in, feeding the chicks. They're insectivores, of course. They come all the way from sub-Saharan Africa to feed on a crop of insects in these reed beds throughout the course of our summer. Absolutely sensational nests. They can be parasitised by cuckoos, but there aren't that many reed warblers here, so we don't suspect that the cuckoos will be coming to them. The cup's very deep, as you can see here. The adults, whilst they're brooding, sink right down into it, and they're bringing in a wide range of invertebrate prey, not just insects, but plenty of spiders as well. Look at that, absolutely sensational stuff. And there we go, settling down on top of that nest.
Do you know, I said at the beginning of the show that there was 2 new nests to show you. And before I show you the second one, I'm just going to remind you of one that Chris showed you on Monday when he was in the truck, and that's our reed warbler. Here it is live. Look at that. It's a gorgeous little nest that the female weaves together with reed stems. Looking beautiful in there. 5 chicks, 6 to 7 days old, and it's over the reed bed because although most of this is heath, there is a freshwater reed bed as well down in the south of the reserve.
One of my favourite nests, I think this is, I mean, the architecture on it is exquisite. Let's have a look at our reed warbler nest. I mean, it is just this beautiful deep cut nest, isn't it? That nest is mainly built by the female, but both parents do give parental care. I mean, what do you think of that nest? I love it.
It is good, and it's woven into 3, 4 reeds. You're just hanging there on those reeds above the water, which of course gives it protection from a lot of land sort of mammalian predators, really, which is brilliant.
I'll tell you a funny story. When we got that nest reported to us, it was reported we had 4 eggs in there, and now we've got 5 chicks. Funny that.
That is funny. Do they egg dump? Because some birds egg dump, don't they? I know moorhens do. Like a moorhen will walk along and say, I'm going to dump an egg in her nest. They do, honestly. So I wonder, has another reed warbler dumped
Possibly,
yeah.
Maybe.
So let's have a look at all of our nests, our variety of nests, and pick one to go to. Which is the one we're picking, Sarah?
I think we're going to go for the reed warbler.
Reed warbler. OK, let's have a look at the reed warbler. Now, this is a nest to me, Sarah, that just seems to be getting on with it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's 5 in there, which you can only see 3 there, but there are 5 in there squashed in, and they really are ready to fledge. We've already seen them hopping around the reed stems, but they always seem to decide to pop back in.
They don't seem to be fitting very well in there, so they're literally spilling out the side. I'm hopeless at predicting the right time, so I'm going to ask you, when do you reckon they're going to fledge?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow? What time?
Tomorrow.
Come on, Sarah, one at a time.
3 p.m.
Joe, what do you reckon?
I'm going to say tomorrow morning. I'm not going more specific.
OK, and I'm going to go 5. I'm going to go 5 p.m, so that's our predictions. Should we check out our nests now?
Indeed, indeed. Now, look, we've been on the brink of fledging with some of our nests, and one that you might have been watching was our reed warblers. Look at this. They're bursting out of that, albeit flexible, little nest. There are 5 youngsters in there, still being fed by the adults, mainly a diet of flies and beetles. But as you can see, there's not much room, and they're looking very well developed. Well, this morning, just after 6:30, the first one took a leap of faith, and that was soon followed by the second. When I say leap of faith, they're effectively stepping out into the very dense reeds there. 7:30, the third one left, leaving 2 behind. And here we go, bit of preening, last-minute preparation. And then this one, again, steps off, leaving 1 behind. There's always one that's a little bit risk-averse, hanging out to the last moment, and it does eventually take a tentative step out into the reeds. They won't go very far. The adults will be coming back to that proximity of that nest, giving a little call and continuing to feed them. They'll look after them for the next, I don't know, 10 or 12 days, and then those adults will start another clutch of eggs, another brood of youngsters, and then they'll all be mature by the time we get to mid-September, and they'll fly off to sub-Saharan Africa. A remarkable feat when you think that these things weigh the same as a pencil.
We can have a look at them live now, because I think they are
they're still
around.
there.
Yeah. Very difficult to see, but right in the middle there.
So this is our nest cam, which means they haven't moved very far. Oh, yeah, you can just catch a glimpse of one moving there. So, yeah, they haven't gone very far. But, of course, it's not a case of all of the chicks in one basket here. So, again, thinking of the predation that we saw last night, this strategy of dispersing as quickly as you possibly can certainly makes sense.
But you know what? We're so used to seeing these chicks and these nests on your big tellies at home while you're sitting on your comfy sofas in the dry and the warm. So I thought I'd just bring one of the nests into you. Now, this is a reed warbler's nest, not a meadow pipit's, but they're a similar sort of size. Look at that, look inside. I mean, you can see just how tiny the nest is.
It's a pen for scale.
That makes you haven't got a 10-pence piece?
I haven't got a 10-pence
And that
piece.
makes you really appreciate just how small the chicks are inside it. They're tiny, they're not massive like you see them on your televisions
Look
at
at
home.
that. What an absolutely beautiful piece of natural artistry and architecture that is, isn't it?
It really is a work of art, isn't it?
Just with a beak. Just
Yeah.
the beak. That's all they have.
Beautiful.
No opposable thumb, just the
Imagine
beak.
being tasked with having to make that. I mean, you
Yeah.
couldn't do that in 100 years, and yet they can do it in, what, 3 or 4 days
Yeah,
sometimes.
yeah.
Fantastic
Phenomenal.
stuff.
Phenomenal.
Astonishing.